Greetings, everybody. Richard Fulmer here, and welcome to another Richard's Rock Rambles here on this absolutely stunning day in Cape Town. No better place to be. Bright sunshine, no wind, which is a big thing here in Cape Town because that can get a bit much at times. But yeah, it's just stunning. Already taken the dog out for a walk, so he's sorted. I shouldn't be interrupted by the cat today. She's sleeping on the chair, but you never know with pets. So yeah, that's enough of my thriller-minute retirement. Let's get into something far more interesting, the music. So we're carrying on looking at my top trio of artists, whether it's bands or solo artists. And today's band is a band from the UK who became a bit of an institution, really, within their home country. And then later on they would go on to conquer the States with a slightly different sound, I think, from what they started out as. Talking about the blues rock band Whitesnake. Well, I say blues rock, that's how they started out, but later on they were a little bit more commercial, try to break into the American market a bit heavier. I'm not too sure if some of their later albums really still had that, well, for me anyway, they didn't have that particular sound that I enjoyed in the early days. But you know, bands change and they made a heck of a lot of money. But anyway, we're going to take a look at my top three. And please, down below in the comments section, let me know what your top three are. And please remember to subscribe, give me a thumbs up. All helps the channel. So let's get cracking. Oh, here's the cat, so you never know, she might jump on the table. Number three, Come and Get It. And there's that slightly dodgy cover, if you use your imagination. That's another thing about Whitesnake. You know, David Coverdale, of course, he was the man behind Whitesnake. Left Deep Purple after Come Taste the Band. Released two solo albums, North Winds, and one just called Whitesnake. Then I think it was an EP, Snakebite EP, which has had a few live tracks. And then the first album, Whitesnake proper, was Trouble. This one was a later one, and yeah, what I wanted to say was some of his covers caused a bit of an uproar with, one wonders if, okay, just get my coffee away from the cat here. You kind of wonder if he'd released these albums today, if he would have got away with it, because some of them were distinctly un-PC. But anyway, this is one from 1981, sort of later period of the first incarnation of Whitesnake. Lots of lineup changes over the years. Let's see if I can tell you who was in this lineup. So you had David Coverdale, obviously on vocals. John Lord, his old buddy from keyboards, from Deep Purple on keyboards. Put my false teeth back in. Bernie Marsden on guitar. Mickey Moody on guitars. He played more of the slide. Neil Murray on bass. Of course, Neil Murray had played with a whole bunch of different people. He played with Sabbath and played with Gary Moore, really good bassist. And another ex-Deep Purple member, Ian Pace on drums. Great Ian Pace. I mean, such a distinctive style on the kit. So yeah, that's the cover there. That's the back. This is a remastered version. All three that I'm going to show you today are remastered. In fact, one is an anniversary edition. And everything fall out here. See if there's anything I can show you. There he is in his pomp in his early days. Doesn't look like that anymore. In fact, he's cut his hair of late. Very young David Coverdale there. Great voice. I loved his vocals in the early days. He had that deep, throaty, soulful, bluesy voice, which he kind of lost later on when he started to do a lot of the screaming. There's John Lord on the keyboards there. The late John Lord. Such a loss to music. And there's his buddy Ian Pace. I don't know if you can see that, the red there. Outside here with the sun. He's on the cover of Kerrang, that great British magazine, the metal magazine. And there we go. So that's Ian Pace on the left. That's Neil Murray, Mickey Moody, Bernie Marsden, John Lord, and there's David Coverdale. And it tells you about the album, a couple of live shots there, some great stuff. I must say the sound on these is really good. And there's some tour shots as well of the band. So let's get into the all-important tracks, shall we? From Come and Get It. And another thing with Whitesnake, just apart from the covers, is a lot of the song titles and song material was very, I suppose today it would be called sexist, but it was David Coverdale's what they did. He wasn't going to apologize for that. First track, Come and Get It, the title track, really great stuff with some excellent guitar work from both guys. Mickey Moody and Bernie Marsden worked so well together, and the one fed off the other. And later on, Mel Galley, the other guitarist to work with Mickey Moody, also did really well. Hot Stuff, Don't Break My Heart Again, sort of a sing-along track. Whitesnake had a lot of those kind of tracks for the audience, and they always worked well live. Lonely Days, Lonely Nights, that was a bit of a slower blues number, really cool track. Wine, Woman and Song, yeah, that's definitely a David Coverdale track. Child of Babylon, Would I Lie to You, just to get in your pants, as they would used to say. Girl, Hit and Run, my favorite track, with a very sort of a funky groove to that track. Until the Day I Die. And then there's some bonus tracks on here. Child of Babylon, alternative rough mix, Girl, Come and Get It, and a rough mix of that, Lonely Days, Lonely Nights, Till the Day I Die, Hit and Run, a backing track. So there's a few bonus tracks on here, which is cool. Backing vocals by David, Bernie, and Mickey, alias the three-piece suite, released on EMI Records. So that's my number 3. Come and Get It from Whitesnake. Number 2, Ready and Willing, with a slightly sort of minimalist cover, but I guess it works. And there's a nice shot of the band in action there with the lights and what have you. Sorry about the glare. And so who's in the band at this stage? Let's see if I can get to the band members. With these things, they always put them all over the place, so you've got to first find the damn things. So John Lord is still here. He's on keyboards. Ian Pace is still here on drums. In fact, I think this is pretty much the same. Bernie Marsden, Mickey Moody, and Neil Murray. So it's the same lineup as Come and Get It. And there's a shot of the guys there. And there's a Whitesnake ad or logo, if you like. I just want to see if there's any. There's a really cool shot of Mickey Moody with his trademark hat on. I think that's Neil Murray there. And there's the crowd. He used to play some really big crowds in the early days. And there's a great shot of David Coverdale. He used to swing his mic stand around. So the tracks on this one, it's slightly better for me than Come and Get It. I mean, they could swap, from time to time. Fool for Your Loving, that became a massive hit for the band. Sweet Talker, Ready and Willing, the title track. That is a cool, it sort of has different parts to it. And they always played that live. In fact, there's that live concert live in Donington. They played Donington a few times. I think there's one from 1983 with Cozy Powell in the lineup on drums. And I think Mel Galley was the other guitarist then. And Ready and Willing, they really do a great version of that track on there. Carry Your Load, Blind Man, which is a beautiful song by David Coverdale. Great singing. I mean, his voice in the early days for me personally was way better than what he did later. Too much of the screaming later on. I think that's probably why his voice is stuffed now. And as far as I know, Whitesnake is no longer a going concern. I think that he's pulled the plug on it. Love Man, Black and Blue, and She's a Woman. All excellent stuff. Great guitar work. Excellent work on the bass from Neil Murray. Very underrated bassist. And he worked so well with Ian Pace. But I mean, Ian Pace is such an accomplished drummer. He could work well with anybody. And of course, Mickey Moody and Bernie Marsden. Then there's Love for Sale, previously unreleased. Ain't No Love in the Heart of the City, which is a classic for Whitesnake. That was a crowd favorite, when they used to get the crowd sing along. Also at that Donington Festival concert, there's a great version on there of that track. Mistreated, the Rainbow track. And, no, that was the Deep Purple track. What am I talking about? Deep Purple track, Mistreated. So he's going back to his old days, David Coverdale there. The Rainbow did do that, though. I think Ronnie James Dio sang that. Love Hunter, from an early album, and then Breakdown live at the Reading Festival in 79. Those last 3 were all live at the Reading Festival. Really good album. Come and Get It. Ready and Willing. It's really early, guys, and I think the sun's affecting me. I need to get some more coffee. If the table's rocking a bit and the camera seems to be moving, it's the cat, you know, she can never lie still. Anyway, my number one. Please let me know your top three. It'll be really interesting to see. My number one is an album which for me was kind of a transition from the old blues rock Whitesnake into the heavier side of things. Obviously wanted to crack the American market. David Coverdale got his hair permed. Had a couple of lineup changes, got a lot more heavy. But this album for me is just perfect because it's a bit of both worlds and it's so well done. This is the 25th anniversary edition. I think it has been given more deluxe treatments since this. And this came out in 2009, 1984 to 2009. 84 being when the album first came out. And there's that model with the snake. And the album Slide It In. Yes, one wonders if you could get away with that today, with that title. Anyway, originally album produced and mixed by none other than Martin Big Ears Birch. Of course, Martin Birch also produced Deep Purple and Black Sabbath and a whole bunch of other bands as well. Executive producer David Coverdale. So this is a two-disc set. On disc one, you've got the US remix, and that was when John Sykes came in on guitar. Very different sounding. And then from track 12 to track 20, there's 20 tracks in here. So the first is a US mix to track 11, and then from 12 to 20, it's the UK mix, which is the original album, which is what I really like. I prefer the two guitar works on there, and I think that was Mel Galley. And so on drums is Cozy Powell. And you know, Cozy Powell played with Rainbow, played with Sabbath. It's very different to Ian Pace. Different style, a lot more powerful, really smacks the skins, and is brilliant on this album. I must say the production on here is incredible, and the drum sound is right in your face. There's a couple of promo shots. So I'll see who else is. So Mickey Moody's here, Mel Galley, Cozy Powell, Collar Bomber Hodgkinson was the guy on bass, although I think he only lasted for this album, and then I think he did a tour as well. I think he was on that Donington tour as well, and of course David Coverdale. Yeah. And there's John Sykes in the second in the US with just Neil Murray, John Sykes, David Coverdale, and Cozy Powell. But you know, there would still be more lineup changes after that. Here's a great shot of David Coverdale in full voice. Let me just pull out this insert. Apparently this model actually fainted with the snake and everything. She couldn't handle the it all just got a bit too much, so I think they had to get another model in as well to finish the shots. I think that's the story. Anyway, there's the back shot, and so let's see, yeah, there's a great shot of the band with their camo outfits on. It was kind of a thing. And there's Mel Galley. He took the place of Bernie Marsden. So let's see if there's anything else I can show you. There's a great shot of the band. That's with John Sykes. And who else was here? John Sykes, Mel Galley. I think what happened was Mel Galley had an accident, or Cozy Powell had an accident at some stage with a horse. One of the guys in the band. There's a cool shot. Excellent live band. Of course, David Coverdale has already honed his chops with Deep Purple, so excellent voice. And there's a couple of the shots of the lady. And there's another one. Tells you all about the album, and there's all the lyrics. This is really a nice anniversary edition, I must say. So David Coverdale vocals, Mel Galley guitar and vocals. He also did backing vocals. John Lord keyboards, Mickey Moody guitar and vocals, Colin Hodgkinson bass, and Cozy Powell drums. That's in the original album. In the US remix, John Sykes on guitar, Neil Murray on bass, and Bill Cuomo on keyboards. I forgot to mention him. And there's also a track on here called Stalkers in Tokyo, which is this Coverdale and Adrian Vandenberg from the band Vandenberg. He was also part of Whitesnake. You see there's so many. I think Vivian Campbell was part of this band. So many people. And he was on guitar. And then on the second disc here, so let me just tell you what's on here. So the first disc is Gambler. That's the first track. Starts off with that great keyboard intro from John Lord. Slide It In, the title track, Slow and Easy, Love Ain't No Stranger, Gimme More Time, Standing in the Shadow, Hungry for Love, All or Nothing, Spit It Out, and Guilty of Love. Gets repeated, and then from track 12, sorry, then it's Need Your Love So Bad, a B-side, and then from track 12 to 20, it's those same tracks, the UK mix. Excellent stuff. Disc 2 is the video, the DVD video. There's a promo video. There's some from Donington 83, Starkers in Tokyo, Top of the Pops, and Love Ain't No Stranger live in the Still of the Night. Also a great concert. So there we go. That's my number one. Whitesnake, Slide It In. Excellent album. Like I said, a great sort of move from the old into the new. There we go, guys. Let me know if you enjoyed the video down below. Like I said, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. I'm going to carry on enjoying my stunning day here in Cape Town. And I shall catch you soon for another top trio. Take it easy. Bye-bye.